Have you ever got some really fun, creative idea for a new webinar, some kind of event, lead magnet, e-course, any kind of educational or inspiring content? And the creation was super fun, but then when it came time to actually promote that thing, you struggled? If so, you might enjoy this video. This is what I do up front so that when it comes time to promote a new lead magnet, e-course, whatever the thing is, the marketing nearly writes itself. So one of my colleagues ran into this challenge with her last webinar. She was telling about how the creation process was super fun, but then it took a long time to write the messaging, a long time to get people to sign up. And then what ended up happening is basically the wrong subset of her audience showed up. So like she has sort of younger folks and mid-career women, and the younger ones showed up, but she really needed the mid-career folks to show up. So she didn't make any sales. She realized super last minute that the webinar wasn't really aligned with the workshop that she was intending to sell. So like content was great, her presence was great, super authentic, all of that, but it still didn't work out for her business, and that was just an alignment problem. So here's one way you can solve that. I'm going to share 4 decisions to make upfront so that you just kind of avoid this whole struggle. And at a glance, those decisions are, let me check my notes, why, who, what, and how. And I could probably make a video about any one of these. So as I'm talking, I'm going to keep it super simple. If you want more examples, if you have questions, if something piques your curiosity, definitely leave a comment below, and I'm happy to dive deeper into whatever you want to talk about. The first decision is why? Why am I doing this? And the way I ask this question is, how will I measure business success? And there's a lot of ways you can do this. There's a lot of complicated metrics you could come up with. Especially if this is new for you, I would suggest just forming this as kind of a 2-part equation. Number 1 is your most important call to action, and number 2 is what's a number you'd super love to see. So for example, maybe you want to have 3 sales calls within a week of launching. Maybe you want to get 50% more Facebook group signups than you did the last time you hosted an event. The big thing here is I really do encourage everyone to pick one call to action that is the most important. Even if you're sprinkling in 5 different things they could do, decision fatigue is so freaking real. Like, I don't even like picking out toothpaste. So the easier you can make this for people, the better. The second decision is who. Who is this lead magnet for? I know a lot of folks talk about target market. The big thing is we all seem to get a little bit scary when we go narrow. You know, you start thinking, well, if I say this is for women, but I would really be okay if some men came, like, shouldn't I just say people? And what I will say is just remember that marketing is an experiment. It's a little bit of art, a little bit of science. That's how I feel about it anyway. And I think that specific is always better than accurate in this case, because if you're really specific, even if you're off a little bit on who that market is, like let's say you decide to focus on women who are mid-career working in the financial services industry. That's pretty specific. If you frame it that way, then you can see how many of those folks show up and enjoy your stuff and take your call to action, and you can learn something. But if you just put it out there to everybody who is between 30 and 50 years old or whatever, there's just much less you can glean from that. So if you think about it experimental, sometimes that helps me be more specific in my audience. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3 is what. What opportunity will I address? And of course, you want to pick a right-sized opportunity, because this is just a little, maybe it's a big paid e-course, but especially if it's just a little freebie, there's only so much you can deliver. I say opportunity because it reminds me that it's not just necessarily a problem we're solving. It might also be a desire they have, a pain point, something like that. I've been talking a lot lately about Christy Engie, who's a human design coach. And I just love this little spreadsheet that I downloaded from her lead magnet, and I did end up spending hundreds of dollars with her. And basically what it is there's this thing in human design you might want to look up. They're called gates. You can think of them as talents, and there's like 60 of them. And information about them is on her website on 60 different pages. She even made a web page that like links to each one. So that's how you get the information. Go there, click the link, go read it. This download is just a spreadsheet that summarizes all 60-ish of those gates. And it's something that people want to look up. It just makes your life easier, right? So I say, what opportunity will I address? Because it could be as simple as that. You could be just saving a little time. Now at this point, bonus points, sometimes the opportunity / problem desire is enough. But I like to also ask, what results will I deliver, to give me a little more clarity? Because sometimes it's sort of the exact opposite of the opportunity, but often taking the time to articulate that at this point, the results or the outcome that they're going to walk away with, just really helps with the next step. Speaking of the next step, number 4 is how. How will I deliver this outcome? And I use this question as a reminder to kind of loop it all together. So it's, how will I deliver this outcome in a way that addresses this opportunity for this person and maximizes my business success? It's really easy for me to get excited about the thing I'm teaching or inspiring people around and forget to connect it to that first thing. It's the same thing that happened to my coaching friend. Like, she got people there, she delivered value, but she forgot to connect it to the workshop she was trying to sell, right? So that's what this question is all about. And from a practical perspective, I also like to just sort of capture and outline rough thoughts you have so far on what you're going to deliver, kind of what format, if it's going to be a video series or a quick PDF or whatever it is. So once you've made these 4 decisions, as I said, your promotions will nearly write themselves. So if that's not crystal clear to you, I'm just going to give you a few examples of what that looks like. So first, the landing page where people are going to sign up for your opt-in or buy your eCourse. You can put the answers to these questions right there. The who, the what, the how especially are applicable. Another way to use this is to take that who answer and look at who's already in your network and then send direct invitations to share this with them. And then when it comes to like social media, emails, all of these are really applicable there. You might have a post that's like, are you who struggles with my what answer? Hey, cool, come to this thing. So let me know in the comments if you agree that making these decisions is helpful. And if you found this video helpful, you can like it, you can subscribe to the channel, and that'll make sure that you see more stuff like this in your YouTube feed. So have fun creating.